charge for anything.
Well, that might not be a bad idea if you're going to do a show, maybe, or you don't have to charge a lot. I mean, you can charge a little bit, and because a little bit is better than nothing.
Yeah, but I don't know. You know what? I've been on the air for a year. I started August of last year, and every month it was covered by listener donations.
Oh, really?
And so
what happened then?
I just think I'm going to keep it that way. I know the second I put a charging fee on anything, it just gives the demonized crowd more reason to hate and bark and scowl at you.
Right.
And I really do just want to offer things for free to people as much as possible.
I understand what you mean. I agree.
So, I don't know, if I can't make it free to all, then it just won't be on.
Well, we can't let that happen. I think God's got a mission for you there, and you haven't fulfilled it yet. So keep up the good work, and I'll be in touch.
All right, well, thanks for calling in, Dale.
God bless.
God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Listener calling line, folks, 260-356-2611. Probably won't get through a lot of this information tonight, and I'm going to be working on articles on it, though. I'm going to be coming out with some audios and articles focusing on the second coming of Christ and what it is he's going to do when he comes. Because I know a lot of the focus where he's had me has been preparing people about the false prophets coming, the false beasts coming, what their agendas are, what the New World Order agenda is, what the alien agenda is, what the New Agers are doing. Everybody's got their own little plans that they're trying to pull off. And so now it's just time to sit back and focus on what the Lord is doing, what the Lord's going to do when he comes back. Because he's coming back in judgment. He's not coming back to save everybody. He's not coming back to help everybody obtain a higher consciousness.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
You have a caller?
Okay, go ahead and put him on.
You have a caller?
Hello?
Hello?
Sherry. Hey.
Yes.
Sorry to hear you're leaving.
Oh, it'll just be for the month, hopefully.
I hope so, too. I emailed you earlier this week because I saw you've been trying to follow your blogger, and I know how busy you let me put it this way, I can imagine how busy you must be. And I saw the photos of Bush, and I emailed you a couple of things. I don't know if they helped about Florida versus Texas. And
yeah, and because I had Texas, and you said it was in Florida.
Yeah, because that was Andrew Clark telling him 9/11 happened. And,
okay, and I switched it over to Florida. And then somebody sends me an email and says that wasn't Florida, he was in Texas.
No. You can check that out. That is Andrew Clark telling him the second tower got hit or whatever.
Yeah.
But
either way, it's 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And compared to the picture they were showing in Idaho recently.
Now that is the one with his hands on his chest, looking about 15, 20 years older.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the one where the finger thing there.
That was when he was governor, I believe.
Yeah, I saw that. I actually saw the video of that.
Yeah, I watched the same thing. I said that's when he was. Well, they said in the article when I took that picture off of it that when he was governor of Texas, he used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
And so they had that photo in their files, and they just pulled it out to show people what he does.
There was some recent thing where he was walking down a hall and he put his finger up.
Really?
So, yeah, I don't know. It was
they say he does it all the time, and that the press just totally messed everything.
Well, the only thing the only proof I really have is shortly after he did become president, I heard a soundbite where he had to do some announcement for something, and he went through the whole thing, and it must have been like over the phone or something. And they said, "Sorry, sir, Mr. President, that didn't take. We have to do it over." And he went, "Gee," and used the G word like it was nothing to him.
Yeah.
And
well, there's some people that said that wasn't him.
What's that?
They did a voiceover because they couldn't do a physical video shot of him because he wasn't there. That it wasn't him doing the voiceover.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I personally have a thing, and it's not scriptural, but anyone that runs around using the Lord's name in vain constantly, I just can't believe that they're a believer. I mean, that's just a personal opinion.
Well, the truth is I'm the only one still buying it. Those really conditioned and being led in the false prophet churches that support the New World Order agenda, that are supposed to be putting the people to sleep and are doing their jobs very well, are the ones that still believe he's a Christian president, because they're told to believe that.
I got about 22 list of 22 email pastors, and I got one response, and that was, take me off your email list.
Yeah, they can't believe it.
No.
I think you're blaspheming the president.
And it was documented evidence of A, B, C, D, E, F, G by a believer who said it was about good fruit and bad fruit,
Yeah.
and it just listed documented stuff, and they don't want to deal with it, do not want to deal with it. I did want to ask you something, though, and I'm not sure you're scheduled tonight. Do you have a guest coming up or something?
No, I don't have a guest, and I'm only doing a show for an hour tonight.
Okay, then let me ask you this. Maybe you can shed some light on this. Melchizedek. Who was this person?
Oh, is that your email to me? Because somebody sent me an email asking. It's one of those questions that would take forever to answer. I never got back to it. Actually, it's just real short, because all I know is he was the highest priest, the high priest of the Old Testament.
Right, but it says that he didn't have any parents, and he was. It almost sounds like they're describing God when they.
I know. He is one of those people that has always just floored me, because if we had Jesus in the Old Testament, in the New Testament, and this Melchizedek who was a high priest in the Old Testament.
Right.
And I think, if the Lord came incarnate in the Old Testament, that was him.
And they mention him in both the Old and New Testament, and they mention him in Hebrews, that he was of the same priesthood as of
Melchizedek.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't believe in reincarnation, but I believe in incarnation, and I believe there's a big difference.
Let me ask you this. Wait, say that again? I'm sorry.
I don't believe in reincarnation, but I believe in incarnation.
Okay.
If God came incarnated as somebody in the Old Testament, it would have been him, because we know he came as Jesus in the New Testament.
Right.
And it's just so weird. It's one of those things I can't even begin to touch with a 10-foot pole. And explaining exactly who this Melchizedek was in the Old Testament, because it almost does sound directly like it was him.
Yeah, and there are those that will claim that the angel of the Lord in the Old Testament was Jesus, et cetera, et cetera. But
it's just one of those things that make you go, I can't even touch it. Can't even begin to touch it.
And nobody really wants to be asked it.
Because you don't want to get into the whole thing of people don't understand the difference between an incarnation and a reincarnation, and they'll start insulting you and throwing you, you believe in reincarnation, and it just gives them more ammo, and you can't even explain yourself why you believe what you believe at that point, because you don't have enough understanding about it. But if you look at this Melchizedek and everything about it, it sounds like it was God himself here on Earth.
So what do you think? Do you think the show's going to go on in the near future, or it's obviously out of your hands? Or?
Well, you know what? I get donations in, and the problem is I got enough in to cover all the website fees and expenses for the month. It just wasn't enough to cover radio expenses for next month.
How much? Can I ask that? How much does it cost you a month to run a radio show?
It's probably it's less than $300. It's probably between $260 and $300.
Sure, but when you're raising a family and running a bunch of other things and
I don't have a job. This is my job.
And you're trying to maybe get something called sleep in there.
Oh, that's a rarity. That's about 4 or 5 hours a day. But yeah, I don't have a job to throw my own money. It's always been listener supported. My websites are listener supported. I have 20 websites that have 3-4 million hits a month, and donations go to cover that traffic. I have to pay for that.
Now, you've said some things in the past, and obviously we're running a while, and I should get off because I'm sure somebody else must want to get on. That is that you felt that you had done all that the Lord had called you to do.
Yeah, He told me I've done everything He's asked me to do.
So this is like extra time or free time?
This is just adding on rewards. This is just, some people never even get to the point where they begin to do what they were expected to do while they're here.
This is like 3 minutes on your phone card or something.
What's that?
This is like 3 minutes on your phone card or something.
Yeah, there you go.